Now, how is e-commerce faring overall? Do you have statistics on the effect of the downturn for e-commerce?
Yeah, actually, this time last year, government figures reported that e-commerce was growing at about 5 times the rate of regular retail. So retail was expected to grow at about 2%, maybe 2.2% ultimately at the end of the year. Even those numbers didn't hold up. But e-commerce is still growing at about 4 to 5%, a faster rate than retail alone. Of course, e-commerce is also down. All spending is down. So we're not expecting just tremendous growth, but it's still outpacing regular retail simply because many consumers are looking for every possible way to cut costs, and part of that also includes going to the retail store and driving back and forth. But many consumers are choosing to do their research online. Many of them even they'll make the purchase online, but ultimately pick the product up at the local store. So that's not factored into those numbers.
Now, how do businesses know if the website is being effective? What are steps you can take to make sure that your online market is effective?
Well, that is absolutely the best part about the industry that we are in. If there's one thing that really, really, intrigues me and what's kept us in this is the fact that everything is so easily measurable. I spent over a decade working with companies of all sizes with their direct mail campaigns, with their marketing strategies, with their sales strategies. And one of the most frustrating things that marketing managers experienced was the fact that John Wanamaker, way back, the retail mogul, back in the 50s, said that half of my advertising money is being wasted. I just don't know which half. So you had to continue to do it all. And that's the problem when you run a billboard ad, or if you run an ad in a magazine, or if you send out a direct mail piece, you simply don't really know just how well it's working. You know how many pieces you send out, and you know how many purchases people have made. But what happens in between is hard to know. When we receive envelopes in the mail, and most Americans open their mail over the trash. They may never even open the envelope and look what's inside. But on the internet, when a visitor hits a website, it's recorded and it is tracked. And what they do when they go, where they go from the home page is also very easily tracked and easily measurable. With an email campaign, not only can we see how many emails were sent and delivered, but we can see how many people opened that email, how many people clicked on that email, and ultimately how many people made a purchase as a result of clicking that email. With a postal mail campaign, those metrics are simply not in place. There's no technology that reports whether the envelope was opened or not. So the fact that everything can be so easily measured, and the marketing manager can make an adjustment almost immediately. They can run 2 different tests and run 2 different home pages to see, what offer people are most receptive to, and within very short order be able to make almost instant adjustments because everything is digital. We don't have to print. We don't have to wait, for the printing company to deliver the product, to deliver the piece and send out another mailer. So changes and adjustments can be made almost instantly. And the results are easily measurable, and they can be measured in real time. What's been amazing to many of our clients over the years is that we can send out an email campaign, and within hours, sometimes within minutes, we can immediately start to see people clicking on that email, visiting the website, and interacting and making purchases or filling out request forms. That's really the most exciting thing about the web, the fact that everything is so easily measurable.
Just in the couple minutes that we have left, for the small business owner, we're just a small little radio station up here in Central Maryland. Although we are in a sort of a larger area of a bedroom community for Washington, Baltimore suburbs, so to speak, it is one of the fastest growing regions in the East Coast. But up in our area, it's semi-rural, and there's a lot of small businesses. In just the couple minutes we have left, what would you say to the small business owner about the types of services that your company offers? For example, for email, if I wanted to do an effective email campaign for my radio station, how would I get started, and what would something like that cost me?
Sure. I mean, that's a very good point. And I would say first, to small businesses, the web is more important than ever because if you're a small retailer or a furniture store, customers are only going to drive from maybe 10, maybe 20 miles away. That's kind of a stretch. But once you have a website, you can start to cater to customers all across the country. They don't care whether the package is shipped 10 miles or 100 miles. If they like your product and it's a good price, they'll place that order. They really don't care where it's coming from. So it's a way to increase your footprint substantially without having to open additional stores and without having to increase your costs. From an email standpoint, the single most important thing when it comes to email is, of course, having that email list in the first place. You have to have a good list of customers or your target market to email to. If you don't have a list, then you have to end up purchasing a list. You have to build that list, get customers to subscribe or to sign up to your email list. Once you have your email list, and as your email list is growing, to send an email blast to 1,000 or 10,000 people takes no more time. And the cost to send email is less than a penny per email today. The cost to send postal mail is 42 cents a stamp. And by the way, in a couple of months, the U.S. Postal Service is going to raise that price again, and they'll raise it again next year. So postal mail continues to get more expensive, while email really becomes much more economical.
Thomas, we want to thank you for joining us this morning. You've been extremely helpful. I'd love to have you back on the show.
Well, my pleasure. Anytime.
Tell us once again how people can take advantage of your service and get more information about this exciting online strategy.
Sure. AIS Media, you can visit us online at www.aismedia.com or call us at 800-784-0919.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
Very much. Thanks for your help, and have a great weekend.
You too. My pleasure.
AIS Media is an award-winning multinational interactive marketing company, providing world-class proprietary internet solutions directly and through our global partner network of certified e-business solutions providers.